And they are off. Dion Walmsley placed second in event number one, and third in event number 2. That helped him to occupy that third place overall on the leaderboard. Now they're starting in on that berm run. It's a 600-meter berm run, and because the ages are decreasing, the difficulty increases over the last age division. Last age division only had to do 15 burpee box jumps. This age division, 50 to 54-year-olds, they're going to be doing 20 burpee box jumps.
It's not nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So they'll start with the run up. There's 2 different inclines. The first incline at the bottom right have screened there at the moment, which isn't as steep as the one to the far right now. Then they'll hit the flat part at the top of the berm, which gets a little bit easier, and then they'll start the descent.
And there's Kevin Unger, jumped out to an early lead over second place Ron Ortiz. So Kevin Unger leading things off from Watertown, Massachusetts.
It's funny, because Kevin Unger is in lane 17, he was closer to the stairs on the first run, but Ron Ortiz was in the middle of the field and he's already in second place.
That's a good point. Now Kevin Unger, obviously, he'll still have to run farther to get back to his lane at the end of the berm run.
Ron Ortiz, being a taller athlete, he might be struggling a little bit on the burpee box jump, so he's going to probably try and make up for it on the run, getting that stride length, getting a little bit more distance between him and the other athletes behind him.
Well, and he's already really closing that gap, and it's not a good position to be in when you've got Ron Ortiz breathing down your neck, right?
Absolutely not. 6'3", that's a really tall athlete, and he proved yesterday in both domains he had the chipper and the skill-based aspect of the muscle-ups and the snatch. It wasn't an issue at all.
Ortiz finishing that run in 1 minute and 46 seconds. Kevin Unger just barely ahead of Ortiz. Ortiz will start in on the burpee box jumps ahead of Unger. They must complete 20 burpee box jumps on a 24-inch box. So we'll see who can move faster on this body weight movement. Unger 4 reps in, 6 reps in now. You keep track of the leader at the top of your screen. They will always appear in blue with the number of reps that they've completed.
We've mentioned that this is the 10th anniversary of the CrossFit Games. Everything started in 2007 at the ranch in Aromas. Freddie Camacho was there competing as an individual in 2007. He told me he was a master back then, but there was no master's designation. And the weights lifted back in 2007 are actually less to what the weights lifted by the Masters in 2016. Freddie told me it's like a different sport comparing 2007 to 2016. He's really enjoyed being part of the growth of the sport of CrossFit, guys.
Thanks, Mike. And he actually placed 13th in that original 2007 games, if you're looking for a little trivia there.
He's just a trademark name at any CrossFit Games, and he's been here so many years.
He really has. Ron Ortiz finishing up his burpee box jumps, and he's about 1 rep behind Kevin Unger. So you were right, Jeremy. Unger a little faster on the burpee box jumps, Ortiz a little faster on the run.
Great battle going on. Once they do hit this second run, though, I think you'll see Ron Ortiz really pull in that time frame to Kevin Unger, who's just about to.
Kevin starting in on his second berm run. Ortiz right there with him. We've got some other guys that made up a lot of ground on those burpee box jumps.
It's funny how it all plays out once they do hit the marker and turn to go back onto the run.
Yeah, Unger, because like you mentioned, he went fast through those burpee box jumps, but he is closer to the stairs, so he will start in on this berm run in first place on this second round.
This is where the burn in the legs is really going to start to kick in now. They've done a little bit of work. They've got some blood flow to their quads and their hammies. And now, I don't know if you can see in the middle of the screen, Ron Ortiz with that bald head there, no shirt, really striding out up that first section, and he's making a lot of ground up. He's just about to hit the second section now. There is a great battle for the leaders at the moment.
Jeff Goebel trying to make up some ground and takes a quick look over his left and sees Ron Ortiz coming up fast. Jeff Goebel trains at CrossFit Stacked in Johnson City, Tennessee. Kevin Unger still leading event number 3. This is their second of 4 rounds with a 600-meter berm run.
He looks a lot more comfortable than Jeff Goebel at the moment. And Ron Ortiz, has he gone out too hot in the first round?
Yeah, he burned through those burpee box jumps, Ortiz did.
And he's just been passed at the top of the descent on the way down. But now he's trying to claw away. He's that big stride length. You can see it compared to the other athletes. He's just making up that ground again.
So this is second place, and it looks like Ortiz, and you see him put his hands on that bar and just really skip a lot of stairs, at least he did on that first set. So Ortiz in second place, Jeff Goebel in third, and I think that's Perry Siplon in fourth.
I think a great strategy from Ron Ortiz, just taking the first part of that run fairly steady, knowing he can make up some time on the way back down.
Perry Siplon, lane number 6 with the white hat on, no shirt.
Great contrast of athlete at the moment. We've got Kevin Unger on there at the moment, getting there, and we've got Ron Ortiz. So 2 different type of athletes, and they're both neck and neck at the same time.
Perry Siplon looks like he's just taking the lead. He's fighting it out with Kevin Unger, starting in on that third round of burpee box jumps. Actually, the second round of burpee box jumps. I got ahead of myself there.
The athletes are
going
probably
fast.
having
You're
you
not going that
too.
fast. Yeah, there we go. Ron Ortiz working through 20 burpee box jumps. This is his second round. He's 2 reps behind leader Jeff Goebel. So I think that it's really going to, this event is really going to be won, Jeremy, on these burpee box jumps. We saw that in the last age division. Perry Siplon now moving his box forward. Siplon with 10 reps in, 10 to go on this second round.
It's funny how you could speed up a run and not hurt too much more, but if you speed up a burpee box jump, your body and your mind are going to start hating you. So keeping
Just
that
requires so much more energy and oxygen, right?
It does. Just keeping your heart rate down and your body temperature down, especially this California heat, really important. But
Jeff Goebel just cruising through these burpee box
awesome.
jumps. He's really making up a lot of ground on these. Jeff Goebel is. He's in lane number 12. And Goebel down to his last rep. He'll flip that box forward. We're just at the 8-minute mark. There's a 20-minute time cap, so he is starting in on his third run. And Jeff Goebel is leading this event, but here comes Perry Siplon in the white hat. And Perry's moving just a little bit faster on the run. Looks like Jeff's got him on the burpee box jumps, but Perry looking a little bit fresher on the run.
you can just see the hunch over on the left for Goebel, whereas Siplon's got that nice open chest, getting those lungs open, get that air right in. But I think Siplon is going to take him on the run on this third berm run.
If he's going to make a move, he'll probably want to do it before they get to the stairs, even though there's 2 lanes on the stairs. Yeah, there he goes.
Siplon just
Kevin
starting to
Unger
walk.
in third place, now reaching the stairs. Oh, Goebel still maintaining that lead.
Started to run, but Siplon started to walk. Is that a better strategy going to the top of the berm run on the way down?
So your top 3, Jeff Goebel, Perry Siplon, and then in third place, Kevin Unger. It looks like Ron Ortiz has really dropped off a little bit.
Siplon did very well yesterday in 5th position in the chipper, so this time domain is going to suit him a lot more, and you can see him actually speeding up as each round continues on.
Yeah, and it looks like on the straightaways, Perry Siplon just seems to move a lot better and just passed and took over the lead from Jeff Goebel.
Same with Kevin Unger just coming to you right now. He just looks comfortable on his run the entire time.
So Perry Siplon now moves into the lead on this third round of 4. Starting on the downhill side, Kevin Unger makes his move and passes up Jeff Goebel. really starting to close that gap on Perry Siplon as well. But Goebel, don't count him out because that guy moves fast on the burpee box jumps.
This is going to be a great race to the finish.
Just past the 10-minute mark, halfway through until that 20-minute time cap expires.
Siplon choosing to walk once again down the stairs. Interesting strategy. Just save those legs a little bit more.
Yeah. Second place, Kevin Unger. Jeff Goebel, jump from out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
Just so smooth with his running technique, keeping those elbows,
you know, he's only
body.
12 seconds off of his time that he got in the second round for the run.
So fatigue not really a factor.
Yeah, so Perry Siplon starting in on his third round of burpee box jumps.
Still no sign of Ron Ortiz either, who's fallen off massively. He may have gone out too hot.
Yeah, you're right, Jeremy. He might have. Perry Siplon, yeah, there he is. He's all the way back in the pack, and it looks like he's struggling. Really fatigued.
Are we going to see the same thing that happened to David Young in the previous event? He's not looking good
so he
at
won
all.
event number 1 yesterday, placed 4th on event number 2. And this is definitely going to shake up the leaderboard because I don't think he's going to make up a lot of ground on this event. He's only halfway through.
His body looks so heavy at this stage with the legs just refusing to carry him.
Yeah, he's really falling back. We mentioned the leaderboard at the top of your screen. In the blue, you'll see the leader, Perry Siplon. He's got a 2-rep, now a 3-rep advantage over Bradley, who's in second place. So Jay Bradley now has moved into second place, and he's out of Lithia, Florida. It's also Jay Bradley's rookie year.
And athletes now choosing to step up their burpee box jumps. Just making sure their heart rate is staying down.
So Perry Siplon has completed 15 reps now, 16.
He still looks pretty good.
Yeah, and his strength really is on the run. So if he can maintain this lead through the burpee box jumps, once he gets to that run, he's in some pretty safe territory there. 2 more reps to go for Perry Siplon.
Saying that he's only 164 pounds, so not a heavy athlete by any stretch. So these burpee box jumps are going to be a lot easier for our lighter athletes.
Beginning his 4th and final round, Perry Siplon in the lead for event number 3 of the men in the 50 to 54 age division. And he started that 3rd round, Jeremy, with a couple other competitors right there neck and neck with him. Right now, nobody else is around him.
Kevin Unger's probably about 30 seconds behind at the moment, but he's clawing that way back. You see Kevin Unger at the top of your screen, now going to the right of screen. So just a little bit behind where Siplon is at the moment.
And we saw him on that 3rd round actually slow down and start to walk up those stairs, where Kevin Unger was able to maintain a little bit faster pace going up the stairs. But I'll tell you, when Perry gets to those straightaways, that's when he really makes up a lot of ground.
It sure does. This just looks really composed as a runner. Preparation for the events that come up at the Step Up Centre, really important. He's obviously done his homework. Kevin Unger nearly there though.
You saw the sign in the background that said Unger Games. So Kevin brought his crowd, right? On the right, lower part of your screen, you see Ron Ortiz really struggling through these burpee box jumps. And this is going to be costly for his overall positioning.
Oh, it just looks painful to watch him do it because he has slowed down so much from that 1st round.
And keep in mind, he still has another round to go.
He does. Strategy really important, not just for this event, but for the 3 days of competition.
Kevin Unger in second place, Perry Siplon in the white hat in first place.
Keeping in mind that Siplon, if he's done what he's done in the last 3 rounds, he's going to walk down the stairs. Can Kevin Unger make up some time on the way down? And Siplon, left of screen there, you can see him walking down the first set of stairs. And Ron Ortiz just trips on the field on the way, on the last run. But here goes Siplon now. Looking sprightly as he's stepping down the steps.
Yeah, he's looking pretty fresh. So after he finishes this run, it will only be 20 burpee box jumps left. We just passed the 15-minute mark, and there's a 20-minute time cap. So he needs to finish these 20 reps and get on that finish mat under that time cap, which obviously he'll do. But this will be his first event win of the competition. Yesterday, his best finish was 5th place in event number 1. So 20 burpee box jumps, and Perry Siplon will add 100 points towards his march towards the top of the leaderboard. Man, Ron Ortiz is really struggling. I think he went out too hot, and this isn't an event that really favors his strengths.
Not at all, and I think some people have come out here and really underestimated this event and how hard it really is.
Yeah.
You've got a great fit athlete like Ron Ortiz.
And look, this is him starting this run on that round and just kind of tripping, is not able to pick his feet up like he wants to. And wow, look at that.
The same thing in the last event with David Young doing the same thing. So they've got to really manage the fatigue levels throughout these 4 rounds.
Perry Siplon has completed 10 reps. He only has 10 remaining until he gets on that finish line. Perry Siplon with a 3-rep advantage over Jay Bradley. And just remaining consistent and smooth through those burpee box jumps. He's actually just kind of stepping up here, but man, look at Ron Ortiz taking huge gulps of air.
That's real tough.
Final 5 reps for Perry. He's got about a 3-rep advantage over Jay Bradley. Down to his final 2 reps. Last rep now. And here comes Perry Siplon. One quick spin to the finish, and he will finish in first place for event number 3. 17 minutes and 19 seconds. Add 100 points to that gentleman's total.
Let's hope the other divisions are watching what's happening for the last 2 and probably changing their strategy a little bit. But Perry just sped up as the event went on rather than going out hot and having to slow down.
Kevin Unger and Jay Bradley now. Jay Bradley across the finish line. Jay finished in 17 minutes 39 seconds. Unger in 3rd place, 17 minutes and 45 seconds. So only 6 points or 6 seconds separated 2nd and 3rd place. Alan Duarte, who really came on strong and won event number 2 yesterday, now making a push here at the final portions of event number 3. We're just under 2 minutes until that time cap expires.
A number of athletes hitting the last set of burpee box jumps. Duarte.
Yeah, Duarte. Yeah, this could be really helpful for his chances of getting on top of the overall leaderboard. On the left, you see Ron Ortiz coming in on his final round. Ortiz was leading this competition coming into event number 3.
The shakeup will
this is going to shake things up. Duarte now down to his final 3 reps.
Ron Ortiz just got a no rep because he tried to jump onto the box and slipped. So he had to redo the rep again. We're going to probably see the same thing we saw.
Here comes Alan Duarte. And Duarte will take 4th place. 19 minutes and 4 seconds. And, excuse me, that's not 4th place for Duarte. He was actually a little farther back in 11th place. Ron Ortiz really struggling.
He's having to step up now, and even the step up is proving a little bit difficult.
We're about 30 seconds away from that time cap, and he probably won't finish this event under that time cap, but he will get credit for every rep that he completes.
You learn a lot of lessons through CrossFit and competition and that sort of thing, and I'm sure that Ron's going to learn a lesson from this, but just went out a little bit too hot and paying the price right now.
Well, it's going to be important for him to go back and do the things that he needs to do to recover and get ready for events number numbers 4 and 5 that'll be coming up later this afternoon. And there's your time cap. Ron Ortiz not able to complete event number 3 in that 20-minute time cap. Got a partner pouring ice water on his head, Jeffrey Goebel there. Thank you very much.
Always, it's awesome to see the Masters always looking after their own.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Just too hot.
Perry Siplon was your winner for event number 3 for the men in the 50 to 54-year-old age division.
I want abs like that when I'm 51. But Siplon, yeah, just steady. Just didn't burn out too fast and then got in, and the burpee box jumps were easy. He's one of our lighter athletes at 164 pounds and made really light work of those burpee box jumps. Strategized walking up and down the stairs, which at the end proved to be perfect because he had enough energy to get those burpee box jumps done.
Here's your event number 3 results. Once again, Perry Siplon sits on top with that event win. Bradley, Unger, Goebel, Sprague finish out your top 5 for event number 3. So the higher you place in each event, the more points you earn. You can follow all of the results at home by clicking on leaderboard. Here are your overall results as we wrap up event number 3 for the 50 to 54-year-olds. And this is still event number 3, the final results. And here are your overall standings. So Jay Bradley able to jump into that top spot there. 236 points. He's tied with Jeff Goebel, but he has a higher placed finish in some of the earlier events, so he actually occupies that number 1 spot. Perry did what he needed to do. Now he's in 3rd place. We've got more action coming up here momentarily from the 2016 Reebok CrossFit Games.